sophomore number 2, Ann Davidson. A sophomore number 4, Kiki Carl. Sophomore number 5, Hannah Ermer. Freshman number 7, Jasmine Wolfgram. Junior number 8, Hope Williamson. Senior number 12, Kristen Langston. And now, ladies and gentlemen, here are your Trinity University Tigers. A freshman number 1, Laura Lee Young. A freshman number 4, Taylor Black. A freshman number 5, Nadia Kern. A freshman number 6, Maritza Amorino. A senior number 10, Maggie Linkler. Freshman number 12, Steffi Hinosa. Freshman number 13, Sam Demon. Freshman number 14, Brett Thornton. Sophomore number 15, Sarah Williamy. Sophomore number 22, Tyler Sanderson. And the senior number 25, Katrina Lieberman. Starting lineup for the Tigers, your center, a sophomore from San Antonio, Texas, number 2, Lexi Acevedo. And outside hitter, a junior from Austin, Texas, number 3, Annie Rose Leggett. Your libero, a junior from Sugarland, Texas, number 7, Sammy Lynn. Middle blocker, a sophomore from Georgetown, Texas, number 8, Emily Ellis. Right side hitter, a sophomore from Seattle, Washington, number 9, Sarah Flynn. Outside hitter, a junior from Cedar Creek, Texas, number 11, Avery Toggle. And in the middle at blocker from Pax Christian, Mississippi, number 20, Emma Funk. Your volunteer assistant coach is Bo Rodriguez. Your assistant coaches are Brad Bullets and Brendan Langley. And the head coach of your Trinity Tigers, Julie Jenkins.
All right. Welcome everyone to tonight's match. We are here at the Trinity Fall Classic, about to witness a great volleyball match between the number 11 and number 10 seeds of the division coming in this weekend. My name is Zach. I will be hoping to shed some light and hoping to see some good volleyball and get excited with you guys tuning in. Thank you so much for taking time out of your Friday evening. It has been one of the first cold days here in Texas. Maybe that's because the Ohio Northern University Polar Bears trying to get a home field advantage as they come here to San Antonio, here in Calgard Gymnasium at Trinity University. Tigers came into the weekend 16-4, where the Polar Bears came in 15-3. Polar Bears had actually only lost to top 15 teams so far this season, losing to the number 2, number 6, and number 15 seeds. Pretty impressive year so far. Ohio Northern beat Mary Hardin Baylor this afternoon at 1 p.m. as the Tigers also won their earlier match against UC Santa Cruz. Both teams will look to make a statement tonight, as this is probably going to be one of the most exciting matches you will see this weekend.
It's time for Trinity.
The Polar Bears are going to start off this match with the serve. I believe that's number 30, McKenna Hostler, back to serve. That serve goes to Sammy Lynn. Acevedo setting number 8, Emily Ellis, out of the middle, and that's a quick way to get your middle established, and it's a good start for the Tigers. Annie Rose Leggett will now go back to serve for Trinity. Her jump float passed well. Wade this time trying to set her middle, number 13, Chelsea Huppert, but she is blocked by the Tigers. I believe that was Ellis and Flynn there, and I think for good measure, Tuggle also completed that triple block. Tigers up 2-0, Leggett goes back to serve. Hard float, hit a little bit too hard, goes out of bounds. Hannah Hall lets that one sail over her shoulder and out of bounds. We've got number 5, Hannah Ermer, coming in for Maddie Ellis. She serves from way downtown, as she is currently off your screen. Deep float. Not Tuggle's best pass ever, but it was serviceable. Polar Bears send this one back. Leggett from the back row, unfortunately hits that one long again. That is a tie game. It's a very powerful serve. Tuggle wasn't able to get her platform under it, and so it's kind of a rush play, and that typically sets up your offense for little success. Let's see if they can do better this time. Sammy Lynn, that's a great pass. Acevedo. Tuggle set out of the middle, goes off of the hands of Huppert and out of bounds for a kill. And that right there is the easiest comparison of what a good set can do. So you can see Acevedo gets right under the ball, and Huppert doing a good job of tracking the hitter, but when you only have one blocker coming out of the middle on a play like that, it's hard to play defense. That's Babst on the outside, hitting that at Leggett. Acevedo setting Funk out of the middle. Wade's set goes outside, blocked by the Tigers, but out of bounds. That will be a kill. I believe that was Babst. Set goes outside. The net blocking the view of the lines, but I can tell you from where I stood, I agreed with the call. We have a tie game, 3-3. Short serve. Acevedo goes over on 2, but she is back row, and because she contacted the ball above the plane of the net and made an aggressive maneuver on the ball, that is a back row attack. That will be the Polar Bears taking a 4-3 lead. Tuggle with the pass. Acevedo setting Funk out of the middle. This one is blocked by the Polar Bears, but Acevedo with one more chance. Back set to Flynn. Finds that back line for the kill. Acevedo doing a very good job of getting her middles engaged early and often in the match. It's exactly what you want to see. Really opens up opportunities for your opposite or your outside hitter as you set the ball more towards the antenna, giving the middle blocker even more trouble getting out there. That was Marissa Amarino on the serve. She now sets Leggett from the back row. Roll shot to the middle of the court. Polar Bears caught hibernating. That will be a kill. Good set, goes up, and then at the last minute drops her guide arm, takes away most of her power, and finds the open spot on the court. That's Hostler with a good pass. Goes outside to Jordan. Goes off the block for the Tigers, and that was a good block. Number 13 and 26, that is Huppert and Jordan providing a solid wall. There was nowhere for Willamie to go on that swing. Five to 5. Believe that's Huppert back at the line to serve. Deep float goes to Leggett. Set goes to the middle of the Funk. She pushes it, but passed pretty well, and that's a very creative swing there by Katie Wade. tight pass. She's front row and just drops her right arm and then just pushes that one over her shoulder with her left hand. Very agile maneuver there. 6-5, Huppert serves again. This one goes at Lynn. Amarino chases that one down, and back set to Avery Tuggle, goes cross court for the kill. Tuggle this year has been one of the Tigers' go-to hitters, often receiving the most sets in the match. And at times her serve can be deadly, as you just saw there. That's a difficult, deep line serve. Tough to know whether you should pass that with your arms or with your hands. Tell you what, it's hard to pass that one with your arms or your hands if it doesn't go over the net. Katie Wade, the setter, back to set for the Polar Bears. Amarino chases that one down, manages to give the Tigers a free ball over the net, but it's a pretty good defense by Tuggle. Annie Rose Leggett swinging hard off the block, but chased down by Ava Lamb. And Tigers getting caught on the net. Looked like that was Willemie. Blocking violation, that will be a point for. Yep, you can see she clipped the bottom of the net on her way down. 8-7. Ohio Northern not able to extend this lead, but still with a lead. There's Willemie out of the middle, but passed by Lamb. That set goes over the net. Wade this time back set, goes down the line, and scrappy defense managed to get the ball back over. That's a tight pass. Wade can't do anything about it, and Wade is now back row, and so when she went up, she technically was blocking right there. And you can't block as a back row player. So that is Tigers tying the game up. Tyler Sanderson in the game for the Tigers goes back to serve. She'll be on the left side of your screen. That was Jordan on the outside. Good defense by the Tigers to pass that one off the block and get a good offensive play, but great defense there by Hostetler. Amarino setting Ellis out of the middle, tips it over, but Jordan was ready for it. Wade goes to the right side, that's Maddie Ellis, unable to find the kill, and Amarino tries to go over on two, but good defense. Sanderson setting outside to Leggett. She's on the 10-foot line and tries to go cross corner. It was a good swing, but good defense. And then finally got Madison Kern delivering a kill for Ohio Western. The longer these plays go, the tougher it is to get a good block and play solid defense. And Kern just found the open spot on the court.
Back to serve, 26,
McKenna Jordan, senior for Ohio Northern, back to serve. Amarino set to Leggett. Absolutely smashes that one. Finds the line, and that is a very easy side out for them. It was a good play, bringing her a little bit in the court, giving the blockers a different look, and you can see that middle blocker, because of how high tempo that was, unable to get up in time to kind of take away that back corner. And high tempo offense with great execution. That's one of the deadliest combinations you can have in the sport. But it's only 9-9. Jordan with the pass. Wade sets outside to Babst. She goes cross court of her own, finds that back corner for a kill. Easy come, easy go. One serve, one pass, one set, one kill. Hitting it through the hands of the Tiger blockers. This is exactly the type of Friday night volleyball we all came here to watch. That set goes to the slide on Ellis and manages to get around the block and down for a kill, 10-10. It's so difficult for the block to have to chase down the hitter. That's one of the advantages of the slide, is you start in and then you go out, and the blockers have to go out and then manage to have their arms in such a way so that if the ball goes off their arms, it would go back in the court. Beautiful heads-up play there by Maddie Ellis as she tips it over the Tiger block. Sammy Lynn quick off her feet, but didn't quite get the step she wanted to get there. That's a good pass. Acevedo setting the slide again to Ellis, and that's 2 in a row for Ellis and Acevedo. Great execution. And you can see again, this time she just doesn't even try to hide it. Finds a hole in the block, and I think that one actually went outside the arms of the outside hitter. Sammy Lynn will serve for the Tigers, goes to Hostler. Ohio Northern with the slide of their own, goes hard cross court. Leggett swings wildly with her arms and touches it, but unable to control it. Polar Bears with a slower tempo slide than what the Tigers had just run, but that does not mean it is any less effective. I believe that's Bapst with the serve. Acevedo back set to Sarah Flynn, goes off the block and out of bounds. Amarino and Willamy coming in to complete this 6-2 offense for the Tigers as Acevedo and Flynn go to the bench. Amarino's serve, hard float, and it's sunk, but just right into Hostler's arms. Jordan goes down the line, but Willamy again caught in the net. And so that will be the Polar Bears once again with a 1-point lead here in the first set. Huppert's serve goes deep and maybe a little bit wide, but Leggett was there to pass it. Emma Funk goes off the hands of the block, but that was a good pass by Hannah Ermer. Roll shot to Sammy Lynn. Set goes outside to Avery Tuggle, goes off the hands of the block and out of bounds for a kill. Trying to take advantage of that relatively shorter setter. Katie Wade, front row, she's only 5'7". Her hands cannot get as high over the net. And Tuggle herself being 5'9" with a pretty great vertical. Jordan's no slouch either. She hits that off the hands of the block, but Tigers pass that. Leggett goes off the hands of the block, and Wade now set in the middle. I believe that was Kern, but she just tips it. Leggett tries to tip it down the line, and just a bit outside. Thought she saw that back corner. But it's a game of inches sometimes. 14-13, Ohio Northern with a lead. Lynn, perfect pass. Funk set on the slide, goes at the libero Hostler. Believe that's Ellis on the opposite attack there, gets a kill. Nice easy swing. That one went through the block. Amarino's set, high tempo, straight to Emma Funk. If you blinked, you might have missed it. Those are some of the most satisfying hits that you can get in this sport, where your middle's almost already in the air by the time that the setter touches it. There's no block in sight. Funk now goes back to the service line, but Hostler with another good pass. Ellis with the tip, passed well by the Tigers. Tuggle from the back row. Finds the back line, finds the court for a kill. Tigers tie it up at 15. Tuggle does a good job adjusting her body, jumping left. And since there was no blocker there, she had a lot of court to work with. Funk serve goes at Hostler. Wade set goes outside to Jordan, tries to go kind of down the line, goes off the hands of the block and out of bounds for a kill. Got Hannah Hall coming in for Jordan to play back row and to serve. The lefty float goes straight at Tuggle. Tigers really doing everything they can to keep their middles engaged, and with passes like those, you can really just rinse, repeat, whether it's a slide, whether it's a quick, whether it's a shoot. This high-tempo offense is really what's keeping them in this game. Lexi Acevedo goes back to serve for the Tigers as she and Sarah Flynn come in. Her serve goes down the line at Bapst, who is now set on the outside, goes off the arms of the block, and Tuggle's there to pass it. Annie Rose Leggett, strong windup, strong swing, cross court. Hannah Hall was in the right spot, but just a few inches too deep. So I guess you could say she wasn't exactly in the right spot, but she was almost there. She was caught mid-jump. 17-16, Tigers with a 1-point lead. Short serve at Bapst again. This time Wade's set goes backside to Ellis. Good set all the way out to the antenna. Make the Tiger block move even further. And a solid swing. Ties up this game at 17 apiece. McKenna Hustler. Back to the line. Her serve goes at Lynn. Acevedo back set to Leggett. Double block there, but doubly doesn't matter. She goes cross court for the kill. I think Wade was just a little bit too deep on her defense right there. It's a tough swing to play defense on, though. Leggett's jump serve passed very well by Hostler. Oh my gosh, that was demolished. Chelsea Huppert, haven't heard her name in a while, but Wade with a great set. Just look at that. Tigers hoping that was out of bounds, but that was a beautiful swing. Lynn, tight pass, Acevedo controls it. Tuggle comes in, hits it off the block, find another kill. This is a back and forth game. Two teams playing very good, passing very well off the serve receive and really executing on these very good sets by both teams. All three setters we've seen so far have been doing a great job of putting their hitters in the best place to succeed. Hostler with another good pass. Bapst setting the outside, but this time that was a block. Hannah Funk, Sarah Flynn sending a message. And that's exactly the time that you want to be sending a message here as the first set is starting to come into its twilight hours. 20-18, we have our first timeout called of the match by Kate Whitty of Ohio Northern. Back and forth set we have so far. Can't remember the last time one team was up by more than 2 points. It's exactly what you'd expect when you see the Battle of the Titans, number 11 and number 10 coming to this weekend. I'll remind you. But none of that matters when you are on the court. Rankings don't matter. What matters is the next point. You can only play the sport 1 point at a time. We've got another 20 seconds before this timeout ends. Katie Wade's front row for the Polar Bears, so if that pass is too tight, I wouldn't be surprised to see her go over on two. She's found a lot of success so far in her career, and tonight I believe she is 1 for 1, but it's also optimal time to run a slide. We'll see if they get a pass to do it, and that was a deadly serve, but great scrappy play by the Polar Bears to keep it up and at least give this play a chance. Hannah Funk, well, the chance goes to Funk. She puts that one down for a kill. That is 21-18. Good defense, well, good hustle by the Polar Bears to get that ball over, but Tigers really capitalizing on all free balls they get so far. Have a really high kill percentage on free ball plays. Wade setting Bapst out of the middle, goes over the hands of the block and finds the line for a kill. Bapst has done a lot for this team, but unfortunately she will go to the bench. Thankfully, Ava Lamb will come into play back row for her as McKenna Jordan comes into play front row, 21-19. Tug on the outside, goes off the hands of the block, and Hostler is there with the pass. Powerful swing by Jordan. Goes through the block and finds that back line. Leggett was close, but couldn't quite get there in time. 21-20. Tigers briefly up for 2, but now it's back to 1. Float serve. Acevedo shoots that back to Flynn, and that set was a little bit low and a little bit inside. Flynn could only tip that into the block, and Tigers weren't able to get the ball back over, though they were able to get a few touches on it. Great hustle there by the entire team, especially Acevedo there. It was 20-18 at our last timeout. Now it is 21-21. Julie Jenkins, head coach for the Tigers, calls her first of the match. Each team has 2 timeouts per set. Each team now only with 1 remaining. We'll be back in just about 30 seconds. Don't go anywhere. We want to see how this first set will end up. This is the Trinity Fall Classic, and we have Trinity University facing off against Ohio Northern University. We'll be right back. (21-21). Ava Lamb back to the line to serve. Last time she went at Tuggle, trying to take her out of the play before it even began, and does it one more time, although that's a good pass, and this set does go to her on the outside, but Hostler, good pass. Set goes to Chelsea Huppert out of the middle. She was looking over her shoulder, managed to get a good swing on it, but Emma Funk, laser eyes locked in focus. It's a great time for a block if you are a Tiger fan. Amarino with the serve for the Tigers. Wade, set goes outside to Jordan, goes cross court. Lynn is there. Amarino chases that one down. Brett Thornton, number 14 for the Tigers. Sometimes you don't have to hit harder, you just have to hit smarter. Kind of rolls that over the hands of the block, and Hostler did what she could to try and get there, but couldn't get there in time. And Tigers 23-21. 2-point lead. They only need 2 more to close this first set. And the Polar Bears call their second timeout of the set. Early on, teams were trading points. Now they are trading timeouts. Not wanting to cede the edge here on this Friday evening. Marissa Amarino looking to resume play here off the left side of your screen. That's a good pass by Lamb. Here's Jordan on the outside, hits it into the block. Jordan will now get one more chance. This time tries to go over the block, and I don't think that was the contact she wanted off her hands, and that goes out of bounds. Good swing. I don't think quite had the top spin. Ooh. Just about 6 inches away from that corner. That would have been a great shot, but Tigers with set point. Good hard serve, but a great pass. This set goes backside to Huppert, goes cross court, but Amarino's there. Thornton from the right side hits it off the block, and Jordan punches that one through the Tiger block. I think that went off of Funk's arms, and it's down for a kill. Ball was really tight to the net. Just kind of punched it through the 2 Tiger blockers. Keeping this set alive. The Polar Bears will need a couple in a row if they want to take this first one. Leggett with a pass, that's tight. Huppert sends that one down, but Tuggle's there for a pass. Lynn sends a free ball over. Wade sets Kern out of the middle, and that one bounces around for a kill. 23-24. And just when you think the set was getting excited, we have our fourth and final timeout of this first set. I am literally sitting on the edge of my seat here in the gymnasium. It's exciting, back and forth. Get one more point. We go into a deuce. Huppert back to serve. That does mean their libero is on the bench, though. Libero serves for Madison Kern, the other middle blocker for the Polar Bears. Maybe the Tigers can take advantage of that by sending some hard swung balls at her, but we'll see what happens. Amarino's set goes to the middle. Thornton unable to put that one down. Kern tips it over the net, but Amarino is there. Leggett from the back row, swings it. Wade goes over in two, handled by the Tigers. Leggett again, set from the back row. Roll shots it, but Jordan, that's an easy pass for her. She now gets set on the outside, blocked by Funk. Wade now takes a swing, but passed well by Leggett. Tug on the outside, swings hard at that back corner, finds the kill. Lamb makes a diving effort to try to pass that, but Tigers take this first set 25-23. I've been around the sport for a long time, and I can't remember the last time I saw a game that back and forth. That mid-game, I don't think either team had more than a few points lead here or there. But in the end, it is the Tigers who will go up 1-0. We've got a few minutes here in between sets. So if you want, now's a good time to get up, stretch, get a glass of water before you get back and watch some more high-quality volleyball. We're at the Trinity Fall Classic here in San Antonio, Texas, at Trinity University here in CalGuard Gym. We're not going anywhere. We'll be back in just about a minute and a half. Enjoy some of these highlights. All right, we've still got another 30 seconds before each team will need to take the court. But I'm taking a look at some of the stats. Want to talk about a couple of things that I see. We're going to start with Ohio Northern. In that first set, they had 16 kills, only 4 errors for a respectable 293. They were led by their middle blocker, Maddie Ellis, who's hitting .429, 3 kills on 7 attempts. Jordan McKenna doing a good job as kind of the main recipient of sets. She had 15 taken attacks in that first set. That's a lot. Tigers, on the other hand, Avery Tuggle hitting .500, had 6 kills on 10 attempts, only 1 error. Tigers only had 4 errors as well, but they had 20 kills, so they were hitting .356, and they had 3 solo blocks, one by Ellis, one by Flynn, and one by Funk. Those can really swing the tide of momentum. It's really satisfying to get a stuff block and just absolutely reject anything your opponent is trying to do, but let's see what happens. Set number 2, scores tied at 0. Here's Acevedo with the serve. Goes down the line at Bapst. Jordan now sets Bapst. Goes cross court right at Lynn. That's a good pass. Set goes outside to Leggett. Very big hole in the block, and Leggett swings straight through it, finds the kill. Because the set was so far on the other side of the antenna, the Polar Bear middle blocker couldn't get there in time. Bapst again forced to pass. Huppert doing a good job swinging on that kind of out-of-system swing, and Jordan getting called on a double on that set. Came out with a little bit too much spin, looked like not the contact she wanted out of her hands. That will be the Tigers with the 2-0 lead. Here as Lexi Acevedo goes back to serve. Polar Bears 2-back serve-receive right now between Jordan and Hostler. Hostler passes it with her hands. Ellis now sets Jordan in the back row. That one might have been going out of bounds. Tuggle thought so at the last minute, but she was already too committed. Bounces off her arms and out of bounds. Hannah Ermer coming in for Maddie Ellis to play back row. Good jump float, passed well by Lynn. Set goes to Emily Ellis out of the middle. I think that one went off the hands of the block, and it also found that corner for a kill. Still only worth 1 point. Yep, you could see the fingers of the Polar Bears getting bounced back there just a little bit. Shout out to our camera crew this evening, doing a great job showing us some of the highlights of this match. I anticipate that being one. That was a great shot by Bapst going down the line. Acevedo really dug in her heels and was ready for it, but couldn't quite pass it up with her chest. That will be a solid kill. Ava Lamb back to serve 4, Ohio Northern. Lynn taking a lot of serve-receive balls this match, and that was a great up by Lamb. I thought that one was as good as done. It is now. Tuggle going off the hands of the block and out of bounds. Good job of finding that outside arm of the block. 4-2, Sammy Lynn. Back at the line. Her serve goes to Ermer. Wade setting the slide. And that ball slid out of her hands just a little bit funky. That will be a handling error. Trying to keep her middle involved. Huppert. We'll see if that's where she goes off of this pass. Tigers lead 5-2. Tigers lead 5-3. That is a miss serve. A little bit long. Too much time spent in the weight room by the libero Lynn. Huppert back to the line. Her serve goes deep right at Lynn. Acevedo setting combination play, but Tuggle coming out of the middle. Jordan passes that, and Wade ducking for cover still manages to get a pretty good set. Here's Kern out of the middle. Just manages to put that right in the middle of the court, right where no Tiger was expecting it. Great execution there on an out-of-system set. Huppert's serve goes deep to Leggett. Tuggle set goes behind her, but she does a good job of swinging within her means, goes cross-court at Lamb, and uncharacteristic bad pass. Oh, that's a very difficult pass. Never mind, I thought she did a great job trying to get there. 6-4. I believe that is Marissa Amarino. Back to the line to serve. Goes down the line off the tape, but Irmer's there. Wade sets Jordan down the line. Touched by the Tigers and out of bounds. That will be a kill. Ellis comes back in for Irmer as Wade goes back to the service line. Serve goes to Leggett. Amarino chases that down, sets Funk out of the middle. Sails that one a little bit out of bounds. Clever run, setting the middle when no one in the gym thought that she would. Funk was ready for it, but unfortunately pushes that one a little bit out of bounds. But we've got a tie game. Lynn, that's a great pass. That goes to Funk out of the middle. A little bit low and tight for her, so she just pushes it over. Tigers will get one more opportunity. Leggett from the back row. That's one of the best back row swings I've seen from Leggett in a long time. She gets the kill. Avery Tuggle now goes back to the service line. Leggett goes front row. Good hustle by Hostler to pass that up, and good swing by Kern, but Lynn, great defense. Leggett pushes that through the block, but now here's Ellis from the right side getting the kill for the Polar Bears. That's a great out-of-system set by Jordan right there. Puts it right in front of the hitter. Didn't really have many other places to go, and Ellis did a good job of finding a way to squeak it through the block. Tie game at 7. Lynn with the pass, setting Flynn on the right side. That was Hall taking that set, setting Babst on the outside. That will be a kill and a lead for Ohio Northern. Hall now on the service line. Lefty float goes to Leggett. That's a good pass. Funk set out of the middle, tips it off the hands of Kern and down for a kill. That's what happens when you swing so hard most of the time, is the defenders kind of jump back, dig into their heels, and then you tip it right in front of them and they can't get there. Tyler Sanderson in for the Tigers. Deep serve. Good pass by Hall. Kern set out of the middle, but Amarino's there to pass it out of bounds and over the net. That will be a kill. Pretty good defense, honestly. Just too strong of a swing. Couldn't really take enough off of it, off of that pass. Hostetler will serve for the Polar Bears. Her float serve goes cross court at Lynn. Leggett hits a bomb right at Hostetler. Passes it pretty well. Ellis set out of the middle, and she's absolutely rejected. I think all the Polar Bear blockers were ready for this one. They were tracking it well, saw where Ellis was. That's a good job by Huppert, really just staying with her attacker. Perfect timing, took away all the court. And that's a 2-point lead. That's a tight pass. And by tight, I mean over the net. And a great swing for Huppert. Puts that one down. Ohio Northern taking a 3-point lead, forcing Julie Jenkins to call the first timeout of the set. Biggest lead we have so far. And Ohio Northern trailing for first part of the set. Starting to come alive. Haven't seen them get many stuff blocks yet, but really suffocating the Tigers on last few of these plays. Tigers shouldn't worry though. Their serve receive passing has really been solid for this entire set. seems like the Polar Bears really try to take advantage of Lynn. But Lynn doing a great job as a libero. Literally her specialty is defense, and so as a former libero, I am proud to say that she's having a great game, but you can also say the same for McKenna Hostler for the Polar Bears. She is constantly trusted to be in these two-back serve-receive sets where they only have two defenders to cover the entire back row. And so far it's working for them. They dropped the first set, but they are in a 3-point advantage here in the second set. We'll see what the Tigers have cooked up coming out of that timeout. Amarino's back row, so she has 3 offensive options available to her. On a good pass, I would expect to see the ball go to Emily Ellis, who was just blocked to try to get her back in the game, give her something exciting. Unfortunately, a troubled pass causes the Tigers to have a more stable high and outside set, and unfortunately Leggett sails that one long. That will be a 4-point lead for the Polar Bears. Although I think I saw what the Tigers were trying to do. I think they were trying to send Ellis on a slide and have Blake Flynn come back in for a 2 out of the middle, and Leggett trying to just roll shot that one over the net. Huppert just trying to send that one straight to the ground. Does that. Great job. Just positioning her body right in front of the right arm of the attacker. That's exactly how you want to block right-handed hitters. You don't want to be right in front of their body. You want to be right in front of their shoulder. Can't always get right in front of their shoulder. Leggett finding a hole in the block right there. Huge hole in the block. 2 defenders there, but they were really pulled into the net. That ball was going deep. That one goes off of the arms of the defense and out of bounds. Tigers finally with the side out. They now trail by 4. In that 2-back serve-receive defense I was talking about. Very dynamic approach there by Huppert. Hits that, right over the block. That's just tough. If you can't even get onto the same level as a block, and you're not really taking up any court for your defense. 9-14. Acevedo setting Tuggle on the back row. Roll shots it back to Hall. Wade setting Baps on the outside, but passed well by Tuggle. Leggett tips it over the net. Tuggle will now get another chance from the back row, but Hostler is there. Baps not really finding a lot of the swings that she wants, and Tigers get one more chance at this play. Here's Baps on the outside. Roll shots that one out of bounds. You might see a couple of fans a little bit disappointed that Tigers were not called for 4 contacts, but I believe that ball hit the Polar Bear block on that play, and so Tigers were allowed 3 more contacts. Wade setting Baps out of the middle. Strong swing, but Leggett. Right place, right time. Acevedo lets that pass slip a little bit through her hands on the swing, which is unfortunate because Ellis would have gotten the kill. Well, maybe not the kill, but it's about to be an overpass. But we're living in the past here. Now it is 10-15. Lamb back to the line to serve for the Polar Bears. Her serve goes deep and out of bounds. (11 to 15). Sammy Lynn to serve. I do see that Katie Wade, the setter for the Polar Bears, is front row, so if a tight pass happens, I wouldn't be surprised to see her go over in 2. Jordan unable to find the kill, but sometimes you just have to keep the play alive long enough so that your opponents make the mistake. And Leggett sending the ball out of bounds. Hit that at the wrong angle. 16-11. Set 1 was very crisp between these two teams. Very few mistakes and just high level of execution. We've seen a few more mistakes here in the second set, but that was not a mistake. That was a great serve-receive play, having Tuggle come in on the middle. Hitting that one through Huppert's block. But the Polar Bears still up by 4, 16-12, as Amarino goes back to serve for the Tigers. Serve goes down the line. Ermer. It's a good set to Huppert. And I think Huppert's online now. She was set a few times early in set 1 and a couple times late in set 1, but I think she's had about 3 or 4 kills here in set 2. And I think she's one of the main reasons why the Polar Bears are up by 5. Funk set on the slide. Not the best connection they've ever had, but sometimes it just doesn't matter. She does enough. Pokes it just over the block, and Lamb was there to try and pass it, but unable to get any sort of height on her pass. Hostetler, uncharacteristic mistake there. Passes it with her shoulders and her platform. That will be an ace. 14-17. Katie Whitty not wanting to let any momentum slip through the cracks, calls a quick timeout. That will be their first of this set. We're going to step away for just a minute, but set number 2 just starting to heat up. Don't go anywhere. All right, Tuggle back to the line for the Tigers. She's the one who just got that ace. We'll see if she goes back to Hostetler. She does not. Goes at Jordan. It's a pretty good pass. Huppert set out of the middle, but Tuggle, great read on defense, was right where Huppert was swinging. Hostetler on that free ball pass. Huppert again set out of the middle. This time she tips it over the block and finds a kill. And I've said it before, but I'll say it again. Great high level, or great IQ there, great swing. She's been hitting the ball a lot and been hitting it very, very hard, and so all I have to do is take a little bit off of it, tip it right over the block, and the defense unprepared. Funk set out of the middle, and that's a great swing. It's all Wade could do to protect her face from that swing. Although maybe if she had her platform out instead, but then your face would be vulnerable. Difficult decision to make. I've been in both those situations before. 18-15, Tigers down by 3. Sanderson with a deep float. Good pass by Jordan. Wade back set to Ellis. I think that one went down on the Tigers' side. Didn't do a good job of sealing the net, so Ellis sneaks that one through. Yep, that's exactly what happened. 15-19, Polar Bears starting to roll their way to a victory, or to a lead here, I guess. For now, Hostetler, jump float, goes at Tuggle. Ooh, that one dropped a bit at the end. Ellis doing a great job just keeping that play alive on that swing. My mistake. That was Huppert. Number 15 is Kern. Madison Kern. I've been making that mistake here in set number 2. That right there was Chelsea Huppert with the kill. Julie Jenkins calling her second timeout of the set. Pulling aside the setter, Amarino. So far doing a very good job, I think. Just trying to make sure she's seeing the same things on the court. Sometimes the coaches can see other things from the bench. see specific matchups that they want to exploit. Although right now you've got a pretty solid front row blocking for the Polar Bears between Babst, Ellis, and Huppert. 5'10", 6 foot, 6 foot. All very dynamic blockers, very fast in their rotations. But that's the key right now. All you have to do if you're a Tiger is get nice, easy serve, receive, pass. We've already seen what they can do when they get a good set. Hostetler looking to resume play. Her float serve goes to Tuggle. Decent pass. Amarino set to Ellis out of the middle and hits that one right at Howard, who I think was mid-jump, unable to pass that one. That is a kill. It's a very good play set. That was one of my favorite sets to do as a setter, when the pass gets you just on that 10-foot line and then you just set a little bit across your body in front of your middle blocker to go see in front of them and really just go reach and swing hard cross court. 16-20, good pass by Hostetler. It's a good set, but Tigers block it. They will now get a chance. That is Ellis again out of the middle, but this time she is blocked. That is Thornton on the backside, does not get the kill. Here's the other number 14, Maddie Ellis, finding a kill for the Polar Bears, who now lead by 5, 21-16. Hannah Ermer back to the line. Going over on 2, Acevedo, but Hostetler is there. Now Babst swinging hard, goes off the hands of the block, but good defense. Ellis hits that at Hostetler. Another good pass. Roll shot handled well by the Tigers. Here's Leggett on the outside, tries to go cross court, but Leggett hits that one into the net. 16-22. Ohio Northern really taking control of the second set, capitalizing on some mistakes by the Tigers and just playing solid volleyball. Ermer's float serve goes to Tuggle. Thornton set out of the middle, but she is blocked. I believe that was Huppert and Babst. I think right now Ohio Northern is trying to serve at Tuggle, trying to take her out of the play, and we have Sarah Willamy coming in for number 14, Brett Thornton. (23-16). Ermer's serve goes to Lynn. That's a good pass. Set goes outside to Willamy. She goes down the line. Great pancake by Hostetler. Jordan roll shots it deep at Tuggle. That's a good pass. A little bit too tight. Acevedo gets caught in the net, and Polar Bears 1 point away from taking the second set. Short serve right at Tuggle. Acevedo chases it down. Ellis hits out of the middle, tips it. Might have been a bit long, but Jordan passes it. Babst roll shot, but Lynn is there. Leggett pounds it into the block and now tries to set it. Willamy barely gets that one over the tape. Babst gets blocked. That is the newspaper headline for that play right there. Babst gets blocked. Willamy and Ellis should each get credit for that in the stat line, but Tigers in a little bit of a hole, 17-24, but it's important to get, as many points as you can. Kern tries to end it, but Tigers continue to play. Wade tries to push it deep, got very excited, frustrated with herself as she gets called for a handling error as she tries to push that one deep, and it comes out with a lot of spin. We've all been there. 18-24, Leggett. Her serve goes to Hostetler. Kern set out of the middle. And here's Willoughby. Trying to go cross court, goes out of bounds. That will be set number 2 in the books. The Polar Bears really starting to come into their own and force the Tigers to make a lot of mistakes. We saw way more unforced errors in that set than we did in the first set. And we really saw number 15, Madison Kern, come alive there at the kind of middle to late game there for the Polar Bears. Unsurprising, she is very tall. She is a 6'4" middle hitter. We saw in some of the replays that sometimes Ohio Northern just manages to hit it over the hands of the Tiger block. That's sometimes not much you can do about that. But what you can do is get more consistent passing on your serve receive. We saw in set number 1, Lynn really took control of that defense and provided a lot of good passing. But I think the Polar Bears really tried to pick on Tuggle for the Tigers. And Tuggle, also a very good passer, but because she's also involved in the offense, she does a lot more running around and jumping. And so I think she might have just gotten a little bit targeted there by the Polar Bears. And as a hitter, if you have to go back and pass the serve receive, it's a lot harder for you to make your transition over to where you're assigned to be hitting. So if the serve comes short at you, you run up to the net and you pass it, but then you've got to take a quick 4 steps back, and then so you can go ahead and take your approach, or maybe you're forced to only take a 2-step approach, or if the serve goes long, then you have a hop, skip, and a jump to the net. It's a lot of strategy that goes into serving. Sometimes for aggressive jump servers, you just really want to hit it as hard as you can, or try to get it with a little bit of like side spin or side curve to make it very unpredictable. But for float serves, you can typically place them a little bit better, get it to trickle right over the net or deep corner. And we've seen every single server so far be able to do that for both these teams. Unsurprising. It may be cold outside, but it's heating up here in the gymnasium, as both these teams are about to take the court here for set number 3. One of the beautiful things about this sport is, as of right now, it is a tie game. Each team, 1 set. Each team, 0 points. Set number 3 about to be underway. Here's Hostetler back to the service line. That's a really good float. Gave the Tigers a lot of trouble, but honestly, that was a good swing by Flynn. Wade sets, that was number 13, Huppert. Really reaches high and puts that one hard across her body. I'm sorry, not cross her body. Straight in front of her body. 1-0 lead. Hostetler serve. Goes at Tuggle. That's a good pass. Ellis set out of the middle. And out of bounds. Hard swing, great execution, just a bit outside. Two-0 lead. Right where the Polar Bears want to be. Serve goes at Leggett. That's a tight pass. Now that ball was entirely on the Tigers' side, and so when the Polar Bear blocker came over and touched the ball, they interfered with the set, and that is not allowed. That is a violation. That will be a Tiger point. Annie Rose Leggett back to serve for the Tigers. Good pass by Jordan. Wade sets Babst on the outside, hits that through the block. A little bit of a ball-sized hole in between Ellis and Flynn's arms. They don't share one arm collectively. Although that's what you want to see as a block. You want to see both blockers going up at the same time, kind of typically without any space in between them. Much like that right there. Babst and Huppert proving the point very timely. As you'll see, they'll both go up now. No room in between them. And that is a great block as Ohio Northern goes up 4-1. Irmer's serve, but that was Tuggle hitting deep line, pass by Jordan. Sent back by the Tiger block. Wade tries to go over in two, but Leggett was ready for it. Tuggle on the outside, hard swing, but a good block. Flynn tries to tip it over the block. Acevedo chases that down, kind of scrappy play. Very open back corner there. Good swing and smart swing by Tuggle to try to shoot it there. Hostler was really deep on the line, and Jordan was really high up, so when Tuggle hit that one off the hand of the block and kind of over it into that back corner, there was no one in the near vicinity. Great job by the Polar Bears getting it over aggressively. Tuggle tips it over the block. Lots of speed, and Hostler tries again to get a pancake, but no breakfast for you. That will be a kill for Tuggle. Lynn serve, passed well by Hostler. Babst coming out of the middle, tips it over the block. Both teams have been tipping a lot. Defense is starting to pick up on it. Wade sets Huppert on the shoot. Big hole in the block, goes back at the court, right at Lynn. Lynn makes one step into the pass. Manages to touch it, but can't pass it. That will be a nice kill. Lamb back to the line. Her serve goes at Leggett. That's a great pass. Set goes to Flynn out of the middle. Acevedo, roll shot. Ooh, over the net. Back and forth, back and forth. Is this volleyball or is this ping pong? It's volleyball. That's a great swing and a great pass. Wow. Sammy Lynn digs that one up. Keeps that one inside of the antenna and finds the corner of the line. That is demoralizing, let me tell you. That is just, I thought that was easily going out of bounds. It's a great point for the Tigers. Really unfortunate for the Polar Bears. Jordan swings cross court, but Leggett is there. Amarino outside to Tuggle. Fiery swing, but good defense by Irmer. Joust at the net, won by Wade. She now sets. Huppert out of the middle. Jordan on the outside, unable to put it away. Amarino back set to Willemie. She is blocked. Amarino setting Leggett in the back row, hits the tape. Still alive. Jordan swing, unable to get the kill. Tuggle from the back row. Sails that one about 4 inches too long. That will be Polar Bears with the point. We've got Madison Kern coming in as Huppert goes back to serve. Huppert serve goes right to Tuggle. Good pass. Set goes out to Tuggle. Hard swing. Hard block. Tries to go down the line. Found the top of the tape and a hand. That will be a timeout called by Julie Jenkins and the Tigers, as Ohio Northern, not as big of a lead as they had at the end of set 2, but it's still a 3-point lead. Tigers doing a better job on serve receive. Polar Bears still trying to pick on Tuggle, but she's really picked it up, and that's exactly what you wanted to see if you were a Tiger fan. Tuggle really holding nothing back, and a lot of the times as a hitter, if you do pass a serve receive ball, you're already engaged in the play. You already know exactly where you want to be on the swing, and so you're very ready for the ball. And unfortunately, Polar Bears were very ready on that block. Tiger middles haven't been as engaged as they were in set number 1. I would expect on a good serve receive here for Amarino to try and find Funk, or maybe Willamy on a back 1 or shoot, depending on how creative their play set is. But that all requires a good pass. Let's see if they get it. Huppert's serve goes to Leggett. It's a pretty good pass. Slide to Funk. And just like that, you have your middle engaged in the play. Elevate. That's just beautiful form. Perfect set. Does a good job of chasing it down. Goes down the line for a kill. 5-7. Tuggle's serve goes deep at Hostler. Wade sets Kern out of the middle. I did the same thing that line ref did. I thought it was in, then I saw it out, and it was out. 6-7. Tuggle serve goes to Lamb. Good pass. Wade setting Kern again out of the middle. This time she tips it. Willamy is there. Good defense. Kern tries to tip it again. Lots of Tigers in the area, but unfortunately none of them try to pass it. Good pass by Lynn. Back set to Willamy. Good hard swing by her, but passed well by Hostetler. Very tight pass. Leggett set on the outside. She faces a solo block. She delivers a kill. You saw Kern really paying attention to Funk there, and also seeing Willamy, seeing if she was going to come around in front of the middle, and then you have no chance of getting out to the outside. And Leggett, great approach with a great set, facing a solo block. It's an easy kill. That was Nadia Kern for the Tigers with the serve. Amarino setting Ellis out of the middle. That's a kill. And just like that, the Tigers are back in it. Got a couple of good passes, got a couple of good sets to their middles. And we've got a tie game. 8-8, Nadia Kern back to the line again. Serve goes hard cross court at Lamb. Rises up on her at the last second and still tries to pass it with her platform, and that will be an ace for the first year. Kristen Langston coming in for Lamb for the Polar Bears. But the serve goes to Hostler. Set goes outside to Jordan. Goes off the Tiger block. Wade passes it over. Kern's set goes to Leggett. Inside, she tips it over the block right at Wade, taking her out of the play. Amarino set, slide to Ellis, into the block. Tigers keep it alive. Free ball over the net. Kern found a lot of success in set number 2. Found a lot of Tiger block there on that play. Very quick movement there by Willamy. You saw her take one step to the outside because that's where her hitter was. Saw it going middle, took a quick step in and jumped up. Tigers really coming alive here off the back of this block. Ellis, great form there on that approach, on that block, and Leggett setting up a good platform over there. Tigers take a 3-point lead. with a truly dominant set of points. Set number 2, I think, was Ohio Northern really capitalizing on Trinity's mistakes, but right now, Tigers firing on all cylinders, and Polar Bears, I think, caught a little bit off guard at this sudden high-level play, calling a timeout to try to get their heads back in the game because we know that they're capable of playing at that level. They've been doing a good job of setting their middles, Wade keeping both Huppert and Kern engaged, but we haven't really seen them get a dominant swing kind of like in transition. It's kind of always been kind of awkward, or maybe it's an overpass or a back and forth at the net. They've really been relying on kind of just simple plays. Let's see if they can get something very technically sound coming out of this timeout. Again, that relies on getting a pass, but that's exactly why they brought in number 12, Kristen Langston. Regardless, we'll have to see. Nadia Kern, the first year. Her serve goes right at Langston. Wade chases it down. Jordan tips it over the Tiger block. Ellis set out of the middle, goes off of Kern's hands and out of bounds for a kill. (12 to 8). Kern back to the line. Really providing a lot of value here for her team, coming off the bench and staying engaged, staying focused. Wade setting Ellis on the backside, but Tuggle is there. Leggett tipping it over the block, and Wade doing a good job. She's very active, very quick player all over the court, but unable to get there in time. Marino did a good job pushing that set all the way out to the antenna and really reversing the side of the net that the ball was on. That is number 22, Paige Hardings, coming in front row. She's now the right side attack, and she swings, goes down the line. Passed by the Tigers. Leggett goes cross court. Good pass by Langston. Kern out of the middle. Hits it off of Ellis's arms and down for a kill. Finally breaking the serve from Kern. Kind of interesting, both teams have a Kern and both teams have an Ellis. Both teams have a lot of talent. That much is not surprising. 9 to 13. We've got Hannah Hall back to the line to serve for the Polar Bears. Her serve goes right at Tuggle. Marino bumps that one outside to Leggett. Really rips into that one. But a little bit outside. If it didn't hit the tape, that might have stayed in, but you never know. 3-point lead for the Tigers. Make it 4. Hall hits that one just a little bit too long. Tigers rotating out their right sides and setters. I'll touch on this briefly. 6-2 offense means you have 6 available hitters and 2 setters. The idea is that your setter will always be back row. So whenever your setter goes front row, you sub her out for a right side, and then your right side that is going back row then becomes the setter. That way you always have 3 offensive options at the net, and typically also 3 taller blockers. Leggett on the outside swings, but Hall is there. Good swing by Hardings, but unable to get the kill. She's on the block, but Tigers will get one more chance. Ellis swung out of the middle. Wade is there for a pancake. Hall also manages to get it up, but unfortunately, no Polar Bear was able to get it over the net. Tigers up by 5. Acevedo's serve goes cross at Hall. Baps from the outside. Tight set. Unable to really find a lot of angles, and I'll tell you what she did find. She found a solid Tiger block. 16-10. Polar Bears in a little bit of a slump. They call their second timeout. I believe it's their second. This is exactly what you were hoping if you were a Tiger fan. You're really seeing all parts of the game coming alive right now. Your passing is good. Your setting is just solid. Your hitter's unafraid to take hard swings, but not afraid to tip as well, and that block is really coming alive. And this game is so interconnected when you have a good block. Even if they don't end the point, they take up a lot of room on the court from the hitter's perspective, which means that the defenders have less room to try and cover on the court, which typically means they can have a more solid platform or just a better pass overall, which if you have a better pass, you have a better sit, which means you have a better hit, which means the opponents have a worse pass, worse set, worse hit, and then it's a feedback loop. Megan Mann coming in for the Polar Bears, placing Bapst. Acevedo back to the line to serve for the Tigers. Her serve goes at Hostler. Wade set, goes to Mann. She tips it over the block, and that's a good kill percentage for her. 1,000, 1 for 1. Nice, easy swing. Saw that she had the middle of the court open. One shot, one kill. 11-16. Polar Bears still down by 5, but Hostler's at the line. We've seen her back there pull off a couple of runs. Leggett, hard swing. Can't tell if that hit someone at the net or, well, it didn't look like it hit her hands, but it certainly hit the hands of a defender. Went out of bounds for a kill. 17-11. Leggett now goes back to serve. Trickles over the tape. Good heads-up play by Huppert to be able to pass that. Mann hits it into the block, but she'll get one more chance. This time tries to tip again, and third verse, same as the first. That's a kill. Hannah Ermer coming in for Langston. I'm sorry, for Hardings. Her team down by 5. She is number 5. Let's see if she can get some points for her team. Serves right at Lynn. Set goes to Tuggle out of the middle. Her turn to tip, but Mann was ready for it. She swings, roll shot. That one passed very well. That is a great swing by Flynn on the right side. Very heavy swing. Just a good solid approach. Finds the outside arm of the blocker. 18-12, Tigers kind of maintaining this 4 to 6 point lead here in set number 3. Lynn serve goes to Hall. Mann set on the outside. Tuggle, hard swing on the outside. That is a great set from Acevedo. Stays out of the tape. Unfortunately, I don't think that will be a kill in the stat book. I believe that was a blocking error. Still feels good to hit it that well, though. 19-12, Lynn's back to the line. Good pass by Hall. Wade setting Huppert. Roll shot. Handled well. Here's Leggett from the back row. Hard swing into the net. Jordan coming in. Set goes outside to Tuggle, goes deep, but Hostler's there. Jordan, heavy swing, goes off the hands of the block and easy to pass. Hostler, another great pass. She's playing good defense right now. Good swing by Huppert. Tigers almost keep that one up, but not up enough. Hard swing. Good job by the Tigers keeping the play alive, but actually didn't get it over the tape. I am unsure what that question was about. If we find out, I'll be sure to let you know. But let's not worry about that. 14-19, Polar Bears only down by 5. As Acevedo's set goes backside to Flynn, and she's really feeling it right now, which is a shame because she's about to come out, but definitely a good feeling to get a solid kill like that and then just ride that high on the bench, ready to come back in at any moment. 20-14, Amarino. Back to serve and set for the Tigers. That is Irmer with a good pass. Howard from the outside. I'm sorry, Jordan from the outside. Hostler now setting her again. Her roll shot handled by Leggett. Amarino's set backside to Wilhelmy, and both Tigers' right sides are doing very well right now. (21-14). This might be the biggest lead we've seen so far this match. Hostler, that's a great pass. Side set to Huppert, but set behind her, but she did the smart thing and kept the play alive. And no Tiger went for the pass. Julie Jenkins having a word or a few with the down ref. 15-21. Huppert's serve goes to Leggett. Amarino's, that's a good set to Tuggle. Man, that's a tight pass from Man. Wade unable to keep the play alive, just tips that one into the net. 22-15. Man is front row, so if she gets another tight pass like that, it would not surprise me to see her go over on 2. She is a very aggressive setter. Curran out of the middle. Passed by Tuggle, who now free balls it over. Wade setting outside to Jordan. Tigers. That is a pretty high tempo play. Very heads up play by Funk to look behind her and then just jump up again, try to redirect it down. Almost looked like a hockey play. But Jordan from the outside hits it off the Tiger hands. Amarino back set to Wilhelmy, goes cross court, off the tape, in the court. That is a kill. Tigers in a commanding lead here in this third set, 24-15. Tuggle back to the line. Irmer with a good pass. Jordan set on the outside. That is a good swing. That is a great swing by Jordan. Pretty big hole in the block, but did a good job swinging so hard, unable to be controlled. 16-24. Wade back to the line. See if she can work some magic, try to bring back some mojo for the Polar Bears. Wilhelmy got blocked by Kern out of the middle. And that's exactly what you want to see if you are tuning in from Ohio or if you're related to someone on this team. You want to see them getting some points, getting some momentum to perhaps take into this fourth set and perhaps even take this third set if things keep up the current pace. Sorry if I jinxed it, though. Annie Rose Leggett tips it over the block and finds a kill. 25-17. Set 1, back and forth adventure. Set number 2, Polar Bears capitalizing on Tigers' mistakes. Set number 3, Tigers really just firing on all cylinders. Really started to come into their own game. I think off the back of their blocks, they really gotten the heads of the Polar Bear offense. And then I think Ohio Northern has seen better passing games, but man, they still have some really powerful swings. That swing by Jordan there at the end, not for lack of confidence. And we've seen what Kern and Huppert can do when they're set well, so do not count this Ohio Northern team out just yet. Tigers are up 2-1. We are going to step away for just a minute, but don't go anywhere. This is the Trinity Fall Classic. All right. We're going to hit you with a couple of things that I see from the stats. And I know I gave you my take on what happened that third set, but let's look at the stats. Tigers, 18 kills. That's a lot. Meanwhile, Ohio Northern, that was their weakest hitting game. They only had 9 kills and 5 errors. That's very atypical from them, but Tigers so far, 7 blocks so far this match. That's a lot. Silence in the gymnasium. Just a little bit of roster confusion for the Polar Bears. Maddie Ellis on the floor instead of Paige Hardings. Both good players. Zero to 0. Here in the fourth set, Tigers 2-1. They lead in sets. Polar Bears, I would really expect them to come out strong here at the start of this fourth. If this serve goes to Hostetler, I'm expecting a great pass and for Wade to set her middle. The serve goes to Hostetler. Wade sets her middle, gets a kill. Sometimes it just works out that way. That was a great play from the Polar Bears. Can't draw it up any simpler than that. Great execution. Ermer back to the line to serve. Lynn with the pass. Set goes outside, but that is a handling error. A double contact. And Polar Bears up by 2 points. Hannah Ermer back to the line again. That one goes a little bit wide. And by a little bit, I mean more than a little bit. She wishes she has that one over again, but next time she comes around, we'll see what she can do. Tigers leg it back to serve. Wade sets it outside to Mann, tries to go cross court. Lynn passes that. Tuggle from the outside, goes cross court. Finds the kill. Huppert just a little bit late. That high tempo offense from the Tigers really forcing her to stay that extra half second in the middle and wasn't able to take away that area of the court from Tuggle, who got the kill. We've got a tie game, 2-2. Good serve, but even better pass. That is a great defensive play by Lynn. Hard swing by Huppert. Tight pass. Wade tries to go over on 2, but Tuggle's there. Tuggle now swings, tips it, but Wade's on the pass. Huppert going over on 2, gets the kill. Wade does a good job of just setting it up so nicely off of that pass. Kristen Langston into serve for the Polar Bears. Her serve goes long. Unfortunate, unforced error. But we have a tie game here at 3. That serve goes to Ermer. Good pass. Wade goes outside to Jordan. Hits it right at Leggett. Acevedo to Tuggle on the outside. Hostler. Good pass. Huppert blocked out of the middle. Not blocked by a player. She was blocked by the net. That was the call, and that is what we were running with. 4-3 Tigers with a 1-point advantage. That was Langston with the pass. That swing goes right at Lynn. Push that out to Tuggle. That's a strong set by Acevedo. Pushing that all the way out to Tuggle, who is absolutely feeling it right now. Might want to check the ball for scorch marks because Tuggle's on fire. 5-3, Lynn. Serves it, hits the top of the tape. Unfortunate. Or fortunate, if you're a Polar Bear fan. Huppert back to the line as Madison Kern goes front row for the Polar Bears. Pass by Tuggle. Acevedo set Funk. Finds the sweet spot on that swing for the kill. Pushes that one. That was a clever play. That was a push out of the middle. Not right in front of the setter, but a few feet in front of her. And so the opposing block did not have the time to get there. Safety always important. She is double knotting those laces. They will not come undone again today. 6-4. Marissa Amarino back to the line. Ermer, bullet pass. Kern set it out of the middle, tries to tip it, but Tigers push it back. That's a great set, honestly. Amarino back set to Wilhelmy. Roll shot to Hostetler. Wade, very tight pass. Not the hit that Wade wanted. Kind of was a paintbrush. Easy for the Tigers to pass and leg it. Very nice swing from the back row. Does a good job of getting the top spin on that, keeping it inbounds, keeping the kill. 7-4. Jordan gets blocked by Wilhelmy and Funk. Polar Bears trying to tip a lot right now, and Tiger Block has had enough of that. Tigers up by 4, really starting to find some of that mojo they had in set number 3, which is surprising. I thought the Polar Bears were going to come out strong at the start of the set, and they did, but just starting to fall back into some of the unfortunate patterns that they had from set 3. Tiger Block still alive, still kicking. Honestly, all you'd have to do if you're a Polar Bear right now, simplify the game. Keep it simple. Right now, your pass isn't as good as it always is. You're having some solid performances, but it's maybe not as consistent as you had earlier in the match. All you need is a solid pass. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to be good enough. Wade's a good setter. She'll get there. She's got strong hitters. She's got Jordan and Kern at the net. I would expect. I mean, it wouldn't be surprising if she set Kern on a slide if they get a good pass, but because I'm saying that, I would almost expect the Tigers to say that, which is why I would expect Wade to now set the outside if she gets a good pass, which is what she does, but it goes off the hands of the block and passed well by the Tigers. Funk set out of the middle. Easy kill. And as much as the Polar Bears want to simplify and maybe slow the game down and start playing their pace, Tigers just really need to keep playing their game. They're doing a great job. They're passing very well, keeping all their players engaged. Kern's tip is passed well. Tuggle's roll shot is matched by Kern's hit. Tuggle now swings through a hole in the block, but Hostetler, that's a good pass. Jordan's swing passed very well by Leggett. Tuggle tips it over. No block. Wade is there just to take up that tip. That's a good pass by the setter. Leggett with the free ball. Long play. Let's see if the Polar Bears can finish it. Jordan, heavy swing, goes cross court. Lynn is there. Tuggle's shoulders were facing that way, but I don't think that's where she wanted to hit it. Polar Bears come away with the point. They're laughing about that one. Almost looked like she was swinging straight at her team. Wade back to the line. Her serve goes cross court at Lynn. And Marino's set goes outside to Tuggle. There's a hole in there, but Hostler fills it on the back row. Tuggle now set for the Tigers. Goes down the line, which is smart. Honestly, we've all seen Tuggle hitting a lot of angle these days, and they're doing a good job of really closing that block. So she goes down the line, and Hardings was there, but that ball goes off her arms and out of bounds for a kill. 10-5, dime store. Tigers up. Wade chases down that pass. Kern out of the middle. There we go. That's a swing that we want to see out of her. Really hits it at the peak of her jump. That's hard to defend. She's such a tall player. Lynn is there just a little bit too deep. 6-10. As number 6, Hannah Hall, comes in to serve for Ohio Northern. Serve goes to Lynn. Good pass. Shoots it out to Leggett. That's a great block. Hardings, Kern. Hardings plus Kern equals block. 10-7, Polar Bear showing some life. Lynn goes over and one. That one goes off the block and out of bounds for a kill. And just like that, Polar Bear's back in the game. And, they're starting to just play simple, play their game. Get the blocks, force the Tigers to make mistakes, and honestly have some good aggressive serving here by Hall. Serve goes to Leggett. That's a good pass. Amarino back set to Willamy. Passed well by Hostetler. Overpass. Sometimes referred to as a gift to the other team. Leggett gladly receives and responds with the kill. Number 5, Nadia Kern. We saw her to serve with great effectiveness last set. That's another good serve, but Hall with a great pass. Hardings goes down the line. Passed well by the Tigers. Hostler setting man on the outside. She's just so crafty. She's not wasting too much effort on her swing. She's swinging exactly hard enough and jumping exactly high enough as she needs to get the point. Very efficient player. 9-11. McKenna Hostler back to the line to serve. Her serve goes to Leggett. Amarino's serve goes back to Leggett on the outside. Goes down the line for a kill. I believe Huppert didn't get there in time to close the block. 12-9. Sarah Flynn is in, as well as Lexi Acevedo. Don't know if you heard the announcer saying that. All credit to him for Sarah Flynn is in. Man, tipping it out of the middle. And she just hovers up there, sees a lot of court in the middle of the Tiger defense, and tips it straight there for another kill. Hannah Ermer back to the line. Polar Bears within striking distance, only down 2. Serve goes to Tuggle. That's a great pass. Acevedo setting the slide to Ellis. Goes off the block and out of bounds for a kill. Great execution in that serve receive defense, offense. Leggett, super short serve, handled by man. Wade's set goes to Huppert out of the middle. out of the shoot. And Leggett shoots that one long. Langston and Jordan coming in for Mann and Hall. Langston's at the line. Her serve goes to Lynn. Acevedo outside set to Tuggle. Goes cross court. Good pass by Ermer. That might be the most unconventional play that you've ever seen, but in the end, I guess that's a kill? Strategic passing straight into the net, trickle over for a kill play. Very low chance of success, but it worked there for the Polar Bears. I don't expect to see that one again. 12-13, Polar Bears within 1. Back set to Ellis, but Ermer, great job in the right place with good pass. Flynn set on the backside. She gets the kill. And we saw when Flynn got involved, she was set a few plays in a row and reeled off a few kills. Has a great connection with Acevedo. I would expect to see another set go to her if the Tigers get another opportunity. It's a good pass. Wade setting Huppert out of the middle. She is blocked, but Polar Bears get one more chance. With that chance, Wade gets a handling error. Yeah, it's stuck in her left hand just a little bit longer than her right. That will be a double contact. 15-12. Lynn back to serve. Short serve. Huppert is there. She now gets set and tries to tip it again. Tigers over in 2, but Langston is there. Good defense by the Tigers, and I'm not going to say that's what I thought we'd see, but Tigers going back to Flynn on the backside. Flynn delivering another kill. Tigers now enjoy a 4-point lead. Polar Bears really need to shut down this run by the Tigers. Tigers only need this set to close out the match, so if they get a couple more points, they're going to really taste blood in the water. Wade called on another handling error. We're going to see number 4, Kiki Carl, coming in for Katie Wade. She is front row right now. She does have Huppert and Jordan as her front row hitters. First set goes to Jordan on the outside. It's a roll shot to Leggett. Funk tips it right at Jordan with a good pass. Tigers one more opportunity. Lots of handling errors. It's unfortunate. We'll look for both teams to tighten that up here as we progress. Chelsea Huppert back to the line to serve. She's number 13. Her team only has 13 points. Acevedo, I was about to say is about to set, but she goes over on 2. And just watch how she stays under the plane of the net when she contacts the ball. She's a short setter, and that angle was a little bit deceptive, but she did a great job of staying under the plane of the net and just tossing that one over for a quick kill. 18-13. Hostler's pass. Now goes to Jordan on the outside. Leggett, one-arm pass. Funk hits into Kern, who blocks it well, and Tuggle does a good job of keeping it in the back corner. Man, you saw Ermer going up and managed to get a hand on it, but not a good enough pass, and Tigers up by 6. 19-13. It's pretty much do or die time for the Polar Bears. There's no more points to waste. The match isn't out of reach, but Tigers really looking like a fearsome opponent right now. They've got a strong block. They're passing well. They're serving aggressively. Their hitters finding success from every spot on the court. But Madison Kern in the front row, that middle, that 6'4" first year, that honestly, that is where I would expect to see this set go from Kiki Carl. Let's see if she's given the opportunity Let's see how good this pass is off the serve receive from Amarino. Her serve goes to Hostler, goes into the net. That is an ace. That is a very good serve. Serving it to that left side of the court, because even if it was a good pass, it would have gone over the shoulders of the setter, which setters are used to, but it just makes it that much harder to track. Her serve now goes right back at Hostler. Again goes into the net, but Carl tips it over in two, and Carl now sets Jordan on the outside, but she's called for a handling error. Tigers on a run here. Really looking to put this one away. Amarino's serve goes right back at Hostler, and that's a good serve, and she's gotten a few in a row. I would expect her to switch it up and go to the other side of the court right now. Nope, she goes right back at her, but this time it was Langston who passed it. Tigers chase this one down, and Tuggle gives a free ball. Carl sets Kern on the slide, goes cross court, goes off the block for a pretty easy pass. Tuggle goes cross court, but Hostler, that's a good pass. There we go. Jordan, great swing, finds that back line, finds a hole in the block. 14-22. Carl really needs to get some points here. Leggett with the pass. Tuggle on the outside, goes cross court. Carl setting Jordan on the outside, but Amarino's there for the pass. Tuggle will get one more chance. Goes at the back line at Hostler. Heads up play by Funk to pass that one as went off her hands of the block. Tigers unable to get that one back over. And you can never count the Polar Bears out. We've gotten a couple points here in a row. Tigers a little bit lackadaisical. Really need to tighten some screws, and that's exactly what Julie Jenkins is going to try to do by calling a timeout here. Fourth set, Tigers 3 points away from taking this set. Polar Bears need this set and the next to walk away victorious. Stay so focused on the bench and then come in and just immediately perform. We saw that earlier by numerous players. We saw that by Nadia Kern of the Tigers, who came in that third set and served, I think, 4 or 5 in a row. Kiki Carl coming in this fourth set, backs up against the wall, comes in and doing a solid job. She got called for one handling error, but I think right now both teams are getting called for that a lot, so I won't hold it against her. But she'll really need to be laser focused right now. 15-22, team down by 7. We'll see what she can do. Play is about to resume. Kiki Carl back to the line to serve. Her serve goes to Leggett. Amarino sets Funk out of the middle. Blocking error by Kern. That will be a Tiger point. Tuggle back to serve. Her float serve passed well, but Tigers get a free ball out of it. Funk set on the shoot. She got called in the net. I believe what Julie Jenkins is trying to question is whether the ball landed before she hit the net or went under. Because technically the play would have been over, even though it was still be a violation after the fact. But regardless, that is a hitting error. She was in the net. 16-23, here's Jordan with the serve. And that's a tough serve. Tigers can't get it back over. That is a much needed point for the Polar Bears. 17-23. McKenna Jordan. What can she do to this Tigers serve receive. Goes straight at Lynn. Set goes outside to Leggett. Strong cross-court swing, but Jordan with a good pass, and Carl called with a handling error. 24-17, Tigers sending Nadia Kern back to the line to try to put this one in the books. We'll see if she can do it or if the Polar Bears will come back swinging. Kern serve, goes to Jordan. Carl set, goes to Kern in the middle, blocked by the Tigers. Leggett and Ellis get the final point for the Tigers. Tigers take it in 3, 25-17. That's some exciting volleyball. Thank you all for sticking around. Two very strong teams, and their weekend is far from over. Both teams will play again tomorrow. Ohio Northern will play at 10 a.m. against Rowan, and then they will play again at 2:30 against UC Santa Cruz, whereas the Tigers will play at 12:15 against Mary Hardin Baylor, and then again at 5 against Rowan. So even though the Polar Bears come away with a loss tonight, they'll look to finish the weekend strong tomorrow, and Tigers probably hoping to go undefeated this weekend. We'll see if they can do that. This has been the Trinity Fall Classic Friday night. I hope everybody has a wonderful night, and hope you come back tomorrow for some high-quality volleyball. Take care, everybody. Have a good one.